Hi, I'm Anand Chaudhary from John F. Kennedy Middle School, and in this video, I want to show you guys how to convert from degrees to radians and radians to degrees. So, let's get started. Okay, so why don't we get started by having a really quick, simple example on how to convert, starting with degrees to radians. So, we're gonna start off with degrees. So, well, let me just think of something random. So, like 40 degrees, and say perhaps I want to convert 40 degrees into radians. So what would I do? So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to bring back the unit circle here, because the unit circle is one really important thing that you might need for this. So here I have my unit circle from another video. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find two equivalent things, or technically equivalent, in degrees to radians. And as you can see here, throughout the whole thing, I can find one value here, which is pretty simple, which I'm going to use for this, which is pi and 180 degrees. So we're going to use these two values. And remember, they're technically not like exactly equivalent, but technically they are kind of are too. Like in radians to degrees, it's equivalent, but in reality, it's not. So what I'm going to do is I need to turn it into radians. So what I would do is, if I'm going from degrees to radians, and just with this example, I'm going to do pi and 180. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the amount of radians on the top. So pi, since that's the radian amount, over 180. And so basically, from here, I'm just multiplying these together, and then I get the final value in my radians. So if I were to continue this on, I get 40 pi divided by 180. If I were to continue to simplify this, I'd get 4 pi divided by 18, because I just divided by 10, and then it's equal to 2 pi by 9. Pi by 9. And that's basically 40 degrees in radians. So that's pretty simple. Now that hopefully you got this down, and just one thing I'm saying is you could use this pi by 180 for everything. Unless you want to use perhaps like 2 pi by 360, which honestly I would not recommend because it seems much more complicated. So I tried zoning this down as low as possible to pi over 180. So I would recommend using pi over 180 for any degree amount. So now this is basically the way you go from degrees to radians. That's the way you go from degrees to radians. But now I want to switch it. I'm going to go from radians to degrees. So perhaps I have this random pi by 4 radians. Okay, pi by 4 radians. Pretty simple. Now you might think it's much simpler. Basically what you do this time is you just flip it over. This time you want your degrees on top, okay? You want your degrees on top. And I'm still going to use the same two numbers because they're, of course, the simplest. And I'm sorry for the background noises in the back. So let's just go pi by 4. And this time I'm just going to do 180 by pi. It's pretty simple. Just flip it around. 180 by pi. Now, as you can see, it seems pretty simple. You cancel out the pi's, and it's equivalent to 180 by 4. Now, if I am going to keep this on and just divide this full on, I get 45 degrees. Ha, just kidding. You need the degree sign in order for it to be 45 degrees. So now, that is your final answer. And that is how you go from radians to degrees. So one thing you might have realized during this is that it's basically just reverse. See, so when you're doing from going to degrees to radians, pi by 180. Pretty simple, easy to remember. And then when you're going from radians to degrees, you're just flipping that fraction over. So it's 180 by pi. And that's basically just how you do it. Hope this video helped you a lot, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and thank you.